Welcome back everyone to the channel, the Subway Builders here in New York City. In the last episode, remember we finished out here on the Purple Line, as well as started working on our end game plan for the Purple Line up here in Manhattan and expanding into the Bronx. So let's get the time rolling here. We continued the lines upwards. Let me turn off these population movements real quick. We continued the lines up here and began splitting them off. So if you remember, we have the local lines that are going to split down below the express lines and come across up here, and then do this kind of grand concourse loop here, where we're just going to end two lines for now before we continue. And then here, I'm going to split these lines off. I believe we have one go straight up here, and then one that comes off this way, and that will be the end of that line. So let's get started with building. So we're going to build our stations, and if I believe these are at 4 or 5 meters. We have parallel tracked heavy metro, so we'll get a station right about here, or actually I think up a little bit. A station here. We'll have a station along here. Then the other line is going to break off and then go this way. And we will continue these along. So we'll have a line here. Well, not a line, a station. A station here. There. There. And the line will end here. So, also in the last video, I had to step away and I thought I paused. Here I did not pause, so we jumped a lot in time and we have $7 billion. So we have quite a bit of money to work with here. So we'll just complete this line up through and have it end here. So now with all that in, we can go ahead and build our tracks. I'm hoping with this line, if I look at our stats down here, we do have a lot of demand. Now, I could try and have this line continue up. I'm not going to do that right now, just because we do have two stations here, so anything up here will split across. And with these large population gaps, I'm hoping with the line splitting here, yes, it'll funnel into one big line. I'm hoping at this point they will split between. I really don't want too much congestion or overcrowding of the trains on the network, which we have seen before, or we continue to see. Also, there was an update to the game, and some have probably noticed this. If I zoom in here, you can actually see the direction of travel of the tracks. So that's something they added. I believe they added a couple new cities as well. I would have to see all what they added. I did read the the update notes. So we will possibly check out some things. They've also added the ability to change how your lines run. I don't know how this works. I really haven't played since the update. Supposedly you can change the routing of your trains, meaning you can create loop style track configurations, kind of like the example they used was in Chicago. So I'll definitely have to check that out, see how that works. And I'm just trying to get this to curve in. Can I do that at a -4? So yeah, so we'll get that in there and then connect this up like this. So now that's all connected up there. We'll connect this up. Now I'm also hoping in this video to continue possibly with the blue line. Like I said, we have a lot of money in the bank right now. So the blue line, I have to figure out exactly what I want to do there. In that I'm not sure how the we'll take a look at it after we get this all set up, but how it's going to work out. So this is going to cost $1 billion, so we'll go ahead and build that. I think this is the first time we've built something and not gone practically bankrupt. So let's come over here, and now our express lines are the H and K. So we'll start with the H. And where does the H terminate? The H is currently terminating at Rogers Ave. So we'll put that as our longer branch here. So it'll stop there. It will stop here. And then it'll make all stops. Because if any of these are going to continue, it's going to be this one. So we'll put the H on here for now. So 179, 186, and 191. Just make sure it's not doing anything stupid there. Nope. So we'll confirm those changes. Oh, actually, oh, so okay, I see what this is. So if I hit this left one and then the right one with this on, it'll stop on the left track instead of the right track. So I'll have to remember that for when I do bigger junctions. So let's check out our frequency here. High demand, we need to bring you way down. We'll buy some more. And now you can hold the shift key and get more, which is really nice. So we'll buy 100 and we'll get this down to 5 minutes. Bring this up to 7 minutes and bring you up to about 15. So that takes care of that. Now we'll come to the K, and the K will stop here and continue all the way down. And since this is an express service, once we get down further, it will not make all stops. I'm hoping I don't have too much congestion here. I don't think I will. and the H stops here and stops there. So we'll go ahead, confirm those changes. We'll bump this up to that 5-minute mark. You'll come down, this one will come down to about 7 to 8. You'll come down to 15. So that is that taken care of. Now, I don't think I'm going to mess with the local stuff with continuing it on right now. Obviously, this one's not going to keep going straight up and mirroring that. I'll probably mirror for a little bit, and then I'll probably have it come above ground here, and we'll have our first elevated line through the Bronx. Then this one will come across, it'll stay below ground past Yankee Stadium and up through that way. Or even with this, come across, since it will be low enough, since I believe this is 8 meters down, we could probably cut across here and turn up, but we'll see. So the L line currently comes down, so we'll actually it doesn't matter where we stop it, so we'll edit this, remove you, you will keep going. Now I do wish there was a faster way to do this. Obviously it's not in the game right now, but I'm hoping it will be at some point. So that is this line done. Confirm changes. I don't think that messed with it too much. No, not really. So we'll come down to 5 minutes and 15. So we'll have that there. Now we'll do the Y. Edit route. Stop here. Here. Get this all the way down to how we want it. Now, hopefully, as we start expanding all the routes in every direction, we're not going to have too much issue with anything. I'm not sure if I want to interline any of these lines, meaning do I want, say, when this P comes up this way, is it going to come up and join with one of these and then one of these lines and split off, or that kind of deal? So let's just check what our route ridership is at the moment. So we'll get this going. So our X is currently the least used line, which I can understand. I mean, it's not, the X and T just terminate. They're not going anywhere. And then the H is the same way. So we'll have to get these expanded out. So moving forward, I think I want to look at the T line possibly and getting that expanded out. Now, I could come up here and try to finagle up here getting things out and around, but I don't think I want to do that quite yet, because if I'm going to do that, it's probably splitting across here and coming up through Queens into the airport and whatnot. Or the other thing I can do is I can have a line that comes out here, coming into where Citi Field is, and coming out through. and then have a shuttle possibly from the airport to meet with the lines. Now, I did just see a train stuck. We'll see if that pops up again. I don't think it would be in here it gets stuck. If anything, it might be here, but we will see. So, I just thought there was a train stuck there. It's just how it is. So we'll come down here and we'll work on this T line. So we'll build our stations, parallel track, and we'll just go ahead and throw a couple of stations down. Now, we are following Lafayette coming down, and then up here we'll probably join here with Broadway. We'll join with Broadway, or actually we could bring this up. Just trying to see what's the best option here, because Broadway's gonna bring us in. Is gonna bring us into here where we had possibly talked about bringing this line. But if we're bringing this up and in to connect on to here for a little bit, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. So actually, I think I am gonna follow Broadway, and it's gonna end up in here. I am gonna have to look where this is taking place, because I don't think it's in here. I may have to go back and see if there's any dumbness going on with any of these. So the H comes in. That looks fine. I don't think it's here. But if the H was getting stuck here, or any of these, we would also see the K getting stuck. So let's just slow this down and see what happens. So you're good there. Yeah, that's fine there. You're gonna be fine up here. Yeah, that's all good there. This is all good here. Should be nothing in here. All this should be fine. Right there should be fine. So this would be the only spot I could see it getting stuck, but I don't think it's getting stuck here either. That's interesting. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Coming back down here, so we'll continue here, and then you'll turn and you'll make your stops along here. So this line, I think we may try to get it to end in here. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'm going to put the station right here. Now, I could turn and have it follow, what is this? Jamaica Ave, which I actually might, because this is going to be in real life Broadway Junction. So actually, I think we're going to curve this and follow Jamaica Ave just to about here. And then we can go from there, see what we want to, how we want to expand. So let's get the track in. So we're going to build track. Go from there to the... I wish I could go back and tell myself, make sure your lines are straight, because it becomes a pain in the future to avoid these buildings because I couldn't build straight. It'd be nice if we had a snap tool that I could just snap stations and tracks along the street. So we'll come here and we're turning onto Broadway. And we're going straight down Broadway. Come on, there we go. There we go. Down Broadway to the massive interchange. Then we are going to try and turn the best we can. We may need to move this station. So let's see, can I get this here? And then connect you back up. Get you to turn. Just like that. Perfect. And then we'll end there at Vermont Street. We'll get our crossover in. And this is $950 million. So we'll go ahead, build that. So now that that's built, we will come down. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, never mind. I thought I didn't build there. We'll get to the T, edit route, stop there, and all the way out to Vermont. So that, I'm actually very happy with the progress of our system. Now, in saying that, there's a lot that can be done, and I know these episodes are getting kind of repetitive. Please let me know if you want to keep seeing videos on this, or maybe we'll switch to a different map. But there's a lot we can do here. There's a lot in Brooklyn, a lot up here in Queens, the Bronx, New Jersey, Staten Island that we can do. So feel free to leave a comment if you want to see more content of this map. I am going to make a couple videos of some other games, something new to change up on the channel. So please do leave a comment if you want to see some other maps. So we'll go ahead and confirm the changes here. And yeah, we're going to have to up this. We're going to have to buy more. So we'll hold shift, buy, and we'll get you to a 5-minute frequency, a 7-minute frequency, and just about a 15. So now we have you done. We can hit play. And hopefully this line starts to get more ridership. It'll help take some stress off of this line. Hopefully. So Another idea we could do, this line we could bring out to Jamaica Ave and bring up and connect. Because I think doing that, we're going to have enough room. So I'm debating if I want to keep working with the purple line, since we have up here pretty much dealt with. We can put more through it, whereas with the blue line here, everything is stopping here, it's not continuing. Or I could go ahead and work on the purple line, or brown line, with splitting it off into multiple directions. But I don't know exactly what I'm doing with this brown line. Now obviously down here, we're gonna have to either continue this or figure something out with here. Or what I could do is I could work on a elevated line that comes through Queens. So if I would do that, it would probably come across, maybe up a little further, but it would come across, come through, right through here, follow up through this, maybe not follow through this clearing, but possibly cut through this clearing, if that is doable, and come up through here. But I do want to aim for using this straightaway, so if I do it, it would be coming across, coming up, and then cut onto this line here, through City Field, through Willets Point, keep going, and end up out here somewhere. So actually, I am gonna do that. So we'll start doing that a while. Now my only fear is I see this building, which means I can't go over it. I'll have to be to the side of it, which is fine. This one is going to be a double track all the way. So we'll get this to our +5. Bring that station there. We'll have a station here. And then where are we coming across? I'm still confused by this H. I genuinely do not know where it is. Now, that may be fixable real quick if I come here, trains, and take one more off. If I take another one off, because it's only coming during rush hours. So if I come through here, I make a turn. Now I can't go out there, but I could make the turn here and then turn out that way. So I think we're gonna attempt that. So we'll build a station here, and then we'll come across, we'll have a station here, a station here, do a station there. And I'm wondering, do we keep, yeah, let's keep going. Go there, and then the end of the line will be right there. So then coming out and across, we're coming through. We'll stop here. And then turn on to, is this Flushing? No, Roosevelt Ave. So we'll turn on to Roosevelt Ave. And that should take us all the way out to where I want to go. So our first stop will be there. I'm guessing this is where Woodside is today. So we'll cut across. Does this? Yeah, the Brooklyn Queen Express. And then we'll just finish this all the way out. That H is really bothering me, and I don't know. I'm thinking it might be at the terminal for that, because it's only the H getting stuck. Now, if it were both the H and the K, then I'd say it's somewhere where they're merging. But because it's just the H, I'm having more of a feeling that it's at the end of its line. So now we'll have that. Then we'll have this one right there. And we'll end you right here. So that's that. Stations are going to cost us $1.2 billion. We have the cash. So we'll go ahead, build these tracks in. I don't know why it's in kilometers now. I did have it set to miles per hour. So we'll keep coming out here. Oh, I do not want to destroy anything. And give me 2D back, thank you. So what are we destroying here? There's a building on Roosevelt Ave. And I bet you that's an actual subway station too that it's complaining about. Now, I do think I can just go ahead and bulldoze that. I know I said I know I did say I wanted to try to avoid that. I can see if I can avoid it here. I think I can. If I go there, build tracks. Yeah, I can avoid it just like that. So then we'll bring you in there like that. Okay, we'll bring you. What I don't get with this game is you can't build over buildings, which, okay, I totally understand that. But at the same time, and, well, there's a K. You can build over buildings. I mean, if any of you been to New York, you know that there are buildings under the subway tracks. In some parts. So, sometimes I don't understand what that's all about, but it is what it is. So we'll bring this as such. So now this becomes the fun part, because now I gotta try and snake actually that was not as challenging as I thought. We snaked it through there. Now we'll bring this straight across. The nice thing about having elevated is you don't have to worry too much about these crossings. And it's cheaper to do this than to actually have it underground. So you come across like that. And you go right there. Perfect. So now we'll add our crossover. Come all the way back this way. Do that. How much is this costing? Under $2 billion. Perfect. That's less than I was anticipating. So now that we got that belt, let's go ahead and we will create a new route. It's going to be yellow. And we are going to call this let's call this let's use a number. Let's call this the 9 line. And we're definitely keeping that black. So we'll go ahead, create that route. Just curious, how do these all look in black? Nah, I'm thinking white is fine for those. Go ahead, edit route. Go ahead, stop at Main Street, Janet Place, Seaver Way, 114th Street, 108th, 97th, and so on. So this episode's gonna be fairly short. I'm probably gonna finish the episode off with completing this line for today, and then go from there. So we're coming down through here onto Queens Boulevard. Take this like that. Come across. And like that. Oh, and right there. So that'll complete our 9 line. That comes all the way out here into Queens. Our only line in, well, this is Queens, so it's not our only line in Queens, but our first standalone line in Queens. So we'll go ahead, hit confirm changes. Let's add our train. So here we're going to want a 5-minute demand. Medium service, again, 7-8 minutes, and then low service, 15 minutes. So right there we have that. Hit play. And just for why not, let's look at our financial. So currently we do not have any bonds. We paid back our bonds. So we're making, how much are we making in a day? And they added this. We can look at last 48 hours and last 14 days. So we'll do all time. We are currently making, on our last day, we made $1.19 billion. And we're only spending about $500,000. So we're making 100% profit right? Well, when I say 100%, our profit is 100% of our expenses, meaning we're making double of what our operational cost is. So that's good. As you can see from when we start out, we're really taking off. You can see the addition of other lines at these spikes. Still not sure what this is here, why we drop, but you can see every time we add something, it grows bigger and bigger. So now with this new line we just added, I'm hoping to have a record day. Here's that period where I said I walked away to do something and thought I paused it. And here we can just see our overall raw profits. So we have $745.8 in profit. Here's our breakdown. So here you can see we did some construction. But for the most part, any construction or bond payments we're doing are fairly low. Here you can see we have a pretty big chunk, but I think where we're standing, we're in good shape. And I think with the money that we're getting, I do think it is now feasible to start looking at possibly Staten Island and New Jersey, as well as still continuing to expand this network, obviously. But I think now that we're in good shape, we have a lot of connections throughout the city that we can start bringing commuters in. So I'm going to end this episode off here. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you're liking content. Let me know what you want to see, or maybe you want to see a different map. Please feel free to let me know, and I will see you all in the next video.